The British government has imposed sanctions on a further 370 Russians and Russian companies. The number of people affected since the beginning of the war who are no longer allowed to enter the country and whose assets have been frozen in the United Kingdom has risen to more than 1,000, according to London. At the same time, the government banned the export of luxury goods to and increased tariffs on various goods from Russia. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said at a conference with senior officials from 9 Nordic and Baltic countries that the international community must further step up efforts to help Ukraine and punish Russia. Hours after a new program to take in Ukrainian refugees began, 100,000 Britons offered a room for shelter. Among those affected by the new sanctions are numerous representatives of the government apparatus, including Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, and several government spokesmen, as well as known oligarchs such as Piotr Aven and Mikhail Friedman. Most of them had previously been sanctioned by Brussels and Washington already. According to the government, the measures were made possible after Parliament passed the new law against white-collar crime on Monday evening after just a week of deliberations. In the Belgravia district of London, meanwhile, 4 activists occupied an empty house that belongs to the family of billionaire Oleg Deripaska, who was sanctioned last week. You might have heard it in my video this morning. The squatters hung a banner on a balcony reading, "This house belongs to Ukrainian refugees." The police ended the action on Tuesday night and arrested the squatters. Chancellor of the Exchequer Rishi Sunak announced on Tuesday that the export of luxury cars, designer fashion and works of art to Russia would be banned. At the same time, tariffs on Russian export goods such as vodka and furs would be increased by 35 percentage points. This would affect a trading volume of more than 1 billion euros. The measures ensure it is consistent with sanctions from our allies, Sunak said, and he said, "We want to inflict maximum damage on Putin's war machine while minimizing the effect on the British economy." Yeah, there's not many people affected by banning furs. In a video message to the London-based Joint Expeditionary Force, a security partnership between Britain and 9 Nordic and Baltic countries, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked them for their support on Tuesday. At the same time, he reiterated that his country needs more, especially weapons and fighter jets. The sanctions against Moscow would also have to be tightened further. Johnson then said he supported Zelensky's call for the West to do more. "It is important that we stand up against Putin's tyranny and avoid allowing ourselves to be blackmailed further by Putin, as unfortunately so many Western countries have allowed to happen," Johnson said. He compared Putin to a drug dealer who would have fueled Western countries' addiction to fossil fuels. In a newspaper article, he had previously advocated that the West become independent of energy from Russia. After the GEF conference, Johnson went to Saudi Arabia to campaign for increased oil production there. Asked about the mass execution of 81 people on Saturday, a government official said Britain's position on the death penalty will certainly come up in talks with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.